Hi YouTube, how's it going? My name is Caden Casali and I'm the owner, founder, and creator of Self-Made Fitness and the Flexx Kitchen. Before I tell you a little bit about the mission and vision for Self-Made Fitness, I want to tell you a little bit about who I am and why I decided to embark on this little journey here. So my name, as I said, is Caden. I'm 24 years old, FTM transgender. I am 1 week shy of 4 months on testosterone now, and I am pre-op. Basically, the reason I got into this is because I've been a fitness enthusiast for a couple of years now, just doing a lot of training, working on myself, and just kind of helping people with tips in an informal fashion, sort of. And then along with that training piece, the nutrition kind of came up where it became something that's really, really important to me and just kind of a lifestyle now. I do macro counting. It doesn't work for everybody, but I do macro counting for myself, which is keeping track of how many grams of protein, carbs, and fat, as well as your calories that you're taking in every day. Basically, these things kind of came together sort of while I was discovering kind of my internal journey of being trans. And prior to that, I was identifying as being non-binary for a little while, which means, neither male nor female. And then prior to that, I was identifying as a lesbian. So now that I've kind of finally found this niche, and I was experiencing some sort of crazy anxiety in that discovery process this past winter. That's when I really started to dive into my training and be like, look, you need to work on this body, because if you don't, no one else is working on it and you hate it, so might as well make it something good. So that's what really started my journey. I was like, I really want to lose some weight. I really want to tone up. I really want to get my muscles going so that I can feel more masculine on the outside. So that was kind of it for me. The other piece of that was that I have a lot of education around the LGBTQ community. My former job was LGBTQ coordinator at a university, and I actually just obtained my master's degree in higher education with a focus in LGBT student affairs. So I've been working with this population for a little while now. I understand not only firsthand, but through my students and through other people that I've worked with, kind of what are the main unique needs of this community, and what are the roadblocks that we face, and kind of what makes it harder for us sometimes to embark on these fitness journeys that other people have, when we have this whole other aspect going against our bodies that we call body dysphoria. And so I decided to kind of take all of these things that I've put together in my life, my own fitness training plans that help me drop 14 pounds prior to starting T, and then easily add on 5 pounds of muscle once I started T. So that's been one thing. The other thing was using my knowledge from my undergrad studies in psychology and my master's, my graduate work in LGBT affairs in college populations and adolescents. And just kind of focusing on how to bring those two things together. And I think I finally figured it out. When I finally decided on self-made fitness and I started to figure out what was going to go into it, I sat down and tried to look at what were the biggest, most standout, unique needs for the LGBTQ community when it comes to fitness and nutrition and just your physique in general. The self-made difference here is going to be, we're looking at these couple key things. We're looking at comfort zones for queer people in relation to fitness and nutrition. So that's a huge deal, because a lot of queer people have issues with body dysphoria, especially trans people. Trans men, the chest is a big deal because you can't bind at the gym safely. I'm actually not binded right now, and I have a double D chest. I kind of am coining my program based on the results that I've gotten myself just through my training, and I want to show other guys how to get that unbinded result at the gym that helps you pass and makes you feel more masculine. So with that being said, that's going to be one of the main things is combating body dysphoria in a way that you don't have to feel afraid to talk about it or feel afraid to ask your trainer, like, what can I work on to kind of get rid of, fat in this area that's not maybe going with the identity projection that I'm going for. So that's one thing, is having some fitness experts that can kind of help guide you in the right direction, that you don't have to be afraid to kind of talk to them about these things. Also, trainers that have expertise in those same areas that you want to work on. The second thing is body goals. So when anyone enters a fitness program, they kind of have some goals in mind of what they want their future result to be for their body. Some people, that's more like, I want heightened endurance, I want more strength, I want cardiovascular, I want a better cardiovascular system, a better functioning one. So there's a lot of different goals for people. But one of the things that doesn't match up for people, especially who have this body dysphoria based on gender, is that no matter how hard you work on that body of yours, it's, even if your physique is perfect, like if you get that physique down and you get to almost no body fat and everything, and it's the way that you think you should want it, it's not going to match for you, because your body is not showing that the gender identity or gender expression that you're looking to project to the world. And when you look in, you might feel great when you're exercising, but then when you go look in the mirror, you don't know that person, or you don't identify with that body that you're looking at. And that's really difficult. Body goals is a huge thing, where we have to look at, kind of, where are you now with your physique? Are you on any hormones? Are you not on hormones? Do you plan on getting on hormones? Do you plan on accessing surgery in the future? So what are your body goals, and how are we going to conform those, not just to make your physique better, but to make it what you want it, based on your identity? So that's one thing that typical fitness trainers don't do, because it's not a universal goal for people. Body dysphoria is not universal for people. And so our population does deal with that quite a bit, and I really want to focus on combating that. So that's one thing that we're going to work on with Self-Made Fitness. Another thing that I want to bring up that I've had trouble with recently, if you've watched some of my other videos, is the problem of supplementing correctly when you are on hormones. As all of you know, if you watch my other videos, I take a bunch of workout supplements. I do pre-workout, protein, creatine, some thermo shredders, everything else, NOS supplements. And unexpectedly, 4 weeks ago, when I got my first T level check, my levels were more than twice what they were supposed to be. And maybe that has to do with my supplementing, and maybe it doesn't. I'm going to guess it does, because there was nothing else standoutish to my doctor that could have said why my T levels were so high. So one other thing I want to talk about is safely supplementing while you're on hormones. And that's something that especially FTM guys really need to keep in check with their T levels, because it does place a danger on your cardiovascular system if they are too high. And that obviously does not mix well with working out. So supplementing is another thing that I want to keep on track of, because other trainers are not going to be wondering about your T levels, especially if they think you're cis. If you pass that well and they don't know that you're injecting your testosterone once a week or once every other week, they don't know that your levels are fluctuating more than a regular cis man. So that's one thing to be aware of. So with that being said, I just want to kind of share the mission and vision for Self-Made Fitness in the Flexx Kitchen. The mission for Self-Made Fitness in the Flexx Kitchen is to have a sort of online community where people can distance coach each other, and basically share experiences that we're having trouble with in our fitness journeys. And you will have access to some distance coaches, myself included, and I'm actually going to take on a couple other FTM and LGBTQ trainers who are interested in getting into this distance coaching kind of thing. Additionally, with that, the online portal is going to allow clients to communicate with each other about their goals. So this will be an exclusive community for people who are involved in Self-Made Fitness. So once you sign up with Self-Made, you'll get your own entrance to the portal, where you can communicate with other people, you can share your recipes, you can share photos of your Flexx Kitchen meals. The Flexx Kitchen is actually going to be a recipe book that really tweaks like fun foods that everybody likes to enjoy, like pizza, burgers, tacos, everything that I like at least, and make healthier, macro-friendly versions of them, which is what I do every day for my eating, so that I don't get bored. Because healthy eating, if it's boring, you're not going to stick to it. So the Flexx Kitchen is that fun, healthy, nutritional Bible, if you will, that keeps you like wanting to eat healthy. And Self-Made is kind of that community sense where you're not alone in this. You know, we're all on this fitness journey together, and let's do it. Let's exchange information. Let's tell each other what works and what doesn't work. Let's talk about our struggles with our hormones and with our levels and our surgeries and complications and things like that. And let's not have to beat around it in order to be fit and get the advice that we need. Let's get it from guys who are going through it the same way. And what better way to do that than get it from each other? I mean, you don't have to be a personal trainer to know what works for your body and what might work for somebody else's. You're an expert in your own body and what works for you, and chances are somebody else who's going through the same thing as you could benefit from those tips. So instead of saying like we're going to have this one all-powerful, person, it's going to be everybody is kind of their own expert, and everyone has something to bring to the table to share. And when you don't, you can access somebody else that does. And that's the beautiful thing. And then the third part of Self-Made that we're going to be announcing is fundraising partnerships for surgeries for trans people. And that's going to be a system that instead of just kind of partnering with one guy for a certain amount of time, we're actually going to do it on an apparel basis. So I'm going to be selling fitness apparel for Self-Made Fitness in the Flexx Kitchen to kind of advertise them, but also as like stealth workout apparel for LGBT folks. Essentially, my concept for Self-Made is going to be, I'm big on traditional style tattoos, so that's kind of my aesthetic here. Everything's going to be in traditional tattoo style, logos and everything. I have a designer that I went to college with working on that right now. Some stuff for my channel, so that's really exciting. But the way that we're going to do the partnerships is any guys who have designs to submit for shirts or for whatever, if that design gets passed and it goes into production, you'll get a portion of the sales for that design that you did. So that's kind of the way that I'm going to work on it, try to benefit as many guys as we can at once, and just kind of have some fun with it. Like, let's see where we can go with this. I'm just kind of like looking for some way to connect with the community and share my knowledge and share what I've been working on, and just to like meet some new people and share some ideas. So I hope you guys are as excited as I am about getting Self-Made off the ground. Hopefully it'll be in the next couple weeks that the website will be up and running and we can really start getting it going. But I hope to have in the next week or two the first challenge out, maybe just something easy like a push-up challenge or something like that we can all kind of connect with. I hope you've enjoyed watching Self-Made Fitness. I know it was a long video, but I hope you're inspired as I am, and come join me on the road. See you guys later.